Have you ever wondered, what would my life be like if I made different choices? We all have. Choices, you see, are the invisible sculptors of our lives. They are the artisans that, with each decision we make, chip away at the raw marble of our existence, slowly revealing the figure within. Every choice, whether it seems insignificant or monumental, is a strike of the sculptor's chisel, delicately shaping our destiny. Some choices carve out joy and success, while others, unfortunately, chip away into regret and despair. They are the unseen forces that silently shape the trajectory of our lives, sometimes leading us down paths we never intended to tread. Our narrative today is about overcoming the sculpture marred by poor decisions. It's about picking up that chisel and making the conscious effort to reshape, to redefine, to reimagine what our lives can be. The choices we make, good or bad, define us. But remember, it's never too late to change the sculpture of your life. Meet John, a man who once stood at the crossroads of life, his future hanging in the balance. Born into a world of possibilities, John found himself veering off the path of promise. As a young lad, he made the regrettable decision to drop out of school, turning his back on the wealth of knowledge that could have been his. John's early life was characterized by a series of poor decisions. He was lured by the false glamour of illegal activities, drawn into a web of deceit and danger. He found himself entangled in a world where right and wrong were blurred, where the adrenaline of living on the edge overshadowed the reality of his choices. This path led him to face the harsh consequences of the law, his freedom jeopardized by his actions, but the repercussions of his choices extended beyond the legal realm. John also disregarded his health, choosing quick gratification over long-term well-being. He neglected the temple that was his body, indulging in harmful substances and ignoring the importance of physical fitness. This neglect took a toll on his health, leaving him with a body that was a mere shadow of what it could have been. Through these poor decisions, John lost countless opportunities. The doors that were once wide open for him gradually closed, each one a reminder of what could have been. His life was a series of missed chances and regrets, a stark contrast to the dreams he once held dear. John's life was spiraling out of control, a direct result of his poor choices. He found himself sinking deeper into a pit of despair, his life seemingly devoid of hope. But remember, every story can have a twist. For even in the darkest of times, there exists the potential for change. Every decision we make has the power to shape our lives, and it is never too late to choose a different path. But then, one day, John looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the man staring back. A stranger had replaced the vibrant, ambitious young man he once was. He was staring at the byproduct of his own choices, a mosaic of mistakes and regrets. It was a bitter pill to swallow, but it was also the moment of awakening John desperately needed. It was clear that he had lost his way, strayed from the path that he had once dreamt of walking. The life he was leading, it was not his life. It was a life created by choices that served his worst enemy, himself. This was his turning point, his moment of reckoning. He realized that he had been the architect of his own downfall. But in that realization, he found a spark of hope. If he was the architect, he also had the power to redesign, to rebuild. John decided to change. He chose to stop feeding the enemy within. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but he was ready to take the first step. He chose education as his weapon, his shield. He returned to school, to the place where dreams are born and nurtured. He sought knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. He chose to learn from his past, not dwell in it. He distanced himself from the toxic influences that once held him captive. He severed ties with his past, carefully untangling himself from the web of poor decisions. He chose to surround himself with positivity, with people who inspired him to be better, do better. John also made a commitment to his health, understanding that a sound mind resides in a sound body. He prioritized exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate rest. He chose to respect his body, to treat it as a temple. John was carving a new path, one choice at a time. And the results were remarkable. The change was not overnight, it was slow, sometimes painfully so. But with every good choice, he was taking a step away from the enemy within, a step towards the life he truly desired. His story was no longer a tale of self-destruction, but one of self-redemption. And it all started with a simple yet powerful decision: to stop making choices that helped the enemy destroy his life. John transformed his life not by a miracle, but by consistently making better choices. In his journey, he embraced the power of good choices and steadily turned the tide. He sought employment and found a job that not only paid the bills, but also offered a sense of fulfillment. This was no lottery win, but a result of his conscious decision to build a stable and rewarding career. John's good choices didn't stop at his professional life. He also decided to stay out of trouble, to distance himself from distractions and negative influences. He chose peace over chaos, stability over uncertainty. This choice, simple yet profound, freed him from the shackles of his past and allowed him to focus on building a better future. Perhaps most remarkably, John turned his health around. He decided to eat better, exercise more, and prioritize his well-being. He understood that his body was his temple, and he treated it as such. This choice led to an improved physical condition, increased energy, and a heightened sense of wellness. The positive changes in John's life were not the result of a magic wand or a lucky charm. They were the product of his good choices, everyday decisions that he made with thoughtfulness and intention. John's story is a testament to the power of good choices. It's a reminder that the decisions we make, big or small, shape our lives in profound ways. Each choice is a stroke of the chisel, shaping the sculpture that is our life. Good choices lead to good results. They build character, foster growth, and steer us towards the path of success. They are the threads that weave the fabric of our destiny. So remember, each day presents a new opportunity to make good choices, to choose kindness over anger, love over hate, action over procrastination, and hope over despair. Your life is a sculpture and you hold the chisel, so choose wisely, for your choices will shape your destiny.